What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into Monday Night Raw from November the 25th, 2024. An okay show. It was actually okay. Not bad. But outside of the New Day having a really cool back and forth intense promo, I really didn't care about much of anything, honestly. I'm not all that invested and excited for Gunther versus Damian Priest, and I just don't care about the women's Wargames. I just don't, because we don't need to have two Wargames matches all the time. It just doesn't need to happen. But that's what Triple H wants to do. It is what it is. So we kicked the show off with Gunther. He's being interviewed by Jackie Redmond. So, she gets on the mic and says that Gunther's time in WWE has been nothing but dominant. But ever since a rare loss against Cody Rhodes, a crown jewel, we've seen a different side of him. So, Damian Priest then comes out. He says Gunther is no longer the confident champion who never loses. So Gunther can't even say anything, basically. Damian Priest comes out. He tells Gunther not to let him interrupt him. Gunther can tell the world how easy it'll be to beat him. So Gunther then says nothing. Damian Priest tells Jackie Redmond to give him the microphone. He wants to see if the champion grew a set and will say something to his face. So Damian Priest gets on the mic and says Gunther's trying to make it seem like the old Gunther is back, but they know it's not true. Gunther used to have a killer vibe, and no one would make a move on him. Pause. Maybe the pressure of being a champion got to him. Damian Priest understands, but he wants the pressure back. Gunther has accomplished a lot in his life. Damian Priest knows why the way he is. In Gunther's life, he never had to deal with a problem like Priest in that Survivor Series. This problem is taking that championship. And then he says, what happens to the ring general when he loses to a guy from the streets? So Gunther just snarls at him. Damian Priest still begins to taunt Gunther. So Gunther then drops the mic. Damian Priest turns his back to Gunther, and then Gunther gets the mic and he hits Priest in the head with it twice. And they have a good little brawl that goes underway. So Gunther beats him up on the outside for a brief second. Damian Priest is able to fight back. He throws Gunther into the ring post. And he hits a razor's edge through the announce table. So there's that. I guess this is fine. Do I care about this? No, I really don't, because Damian Priest versus Gunther feels like a Raw main event, and that's just what it feels like to me. Hopefully they open Survivor Series with this match, or at least put it like third or fourth on the card. That's what I would do. It's just not that important, and I really don't care about this. What do you do with Damian Priest when he loses to Gunther? I guess you could still feud him with Finn Balor going forward, maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't really give a damn about what they do with Damian Priest going forward after he loses to Gunther. It's just not that important to me. But such is life. Moving on. So, Bianca Belair, she's backstage. She's warming up. So, Naomi, she comes in. She asks how Jade Cargill's doing. Bianca says she won't return for a minute. But the injuries are bad. When they figure out who did it, they're going to take the person out. Then they figure out who their fifth member will be for Wargames. So Io Sky, she comes into play. And she mentions Kairi Sane. And Bianca's like, nah, that's too much damage control. So Rhea Ripley walks up, still with her face mask on. Ripley says whoever they choose needs to carry their weight and stay out of her way. Bianca asks, since Rhea Ripley's calling it Team Rhea, if she has any suggestions. Rhea doesn't really care as long as they leave her Liv Morgan. Then Bianca Belair scoffs at her leadership, and she said she'll manage to carry. My bad. And she says she'll carry the team in the Wargames Advantage match. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Do I care? No, not really. Moving on. First match of the night. American Made. The Creed Brothers. They defeat LWO, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee. This was a Tornado Tag Team match. This was an okay, fun match. I was into it. So Chad Gable, he got involved. And he got involved in the match, basically. He distracted the ref. And then Julius rolled up Rey Mysterio for the win. So this is fine, I guess. And then post-match, in their zeal, they knocked Chad Gable over. And then American made the pose on the commentary table. So that's cool there. I'm glad that the Creed brothers got a win. That's really cool. That's good. I like that. But doesn't mean anything. No, it doesn't. In the long grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean anything. And I'm a fan of the Creed brothers, but I don't know, man. I don't know why they're going to have the LWO feud with American Made. It just doesn't make any sense. Moving on. So we get a Judgment Day segment. So the Judgment Day, they are backstage. So R-Truth walks up. He says he needs a place to hide from Butch. Finn Balor says R-Truth needs a place to hide from him if he doesn't leave. R-Truth says they're not family anymore, and Thanksgiving is off. That was kind of funny. Finn Balor calms Carlito down and says the time for fun and games is over. Liv Morgan needs the advantage in War Games, and since Dominic couldn't stop Damian Priest, he's on track for the World Heavyweight title. Dom and Carlito also lost to the War Raiders last week, but they softened up the War Raiders for them, making them good team players. Finn Balor says the teamwork will keep Judgment Day as tag team champions for 154 days and counting. And he says that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will leave War Games victorious. It'll be a great week for the Judgment Day. Remember, there are no leaders, but when they listen to Finn Balor, they're one big, happy, successful family. Okay. Do I care about any of this shit? The answer is no. I don't care about Judgment Day anymore. I'm over Judgment Day. I'm over all of this. I do not care about any Judgment Day stuff. I am fizzled and tired out of Judgment Day. Moving on. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. My bad. Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser. So, the match is thrown out via DQ because Sheamus gets involved. And the match was pretty okay for what it was. So Sheamus came out in the middle of the match. He took out Ludwig Kaiser. And there's a massive brawl that ensues for whatever reason. They go to commercial. They come back from commercial. They're still brawling. And then this brings out Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. He says that he's had enough. He says since everybody wants to fight, they'll have a triple threat match for the IC title at Survivor Series. And then they continue to start brawling some more. So this was common sense. We all knew this was going to happen. This was going to lead to a triple threat match anyway. It is what it is. I'm just not a fan of multi-man matches. I just don't care about it anymore. I just don't. I like Sheamus. He's okay as a veteran. Braun Breaker's awesome. Ludwig Kaiser's awesome. But there's no real plans for Braun Breaker. And there's no real plan for Kaiser. So, I don't know. I just can't seem to care about a triple threat match. I'm not invested. Moving on. So, Kathy Kelly's backstage with the OG Bloodline minus Roman Reigns. So, she asked about the return of Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Sami Zayn says they were shocked. They're ready to go into Wargames 5-on-4, but now they have CM Punk. Sami Zayn says that CM Punk is a complicated guy. Everyone who knows him has a complicated history with him. CM Punk and Roman Reigns will sit down and talk on Friday on SmackDown. Sami Zayn wants to trust CM Punk, but the question is if they can. Jimmy Uso says the wise man is vouching for Punk. And now they just need the Yeet Man to win the Wargames qualifying, the Wargames advantage match against Jacob Fatu on Friday. And Jey Uso's fired up, and he says he will win. So SmackDown is taped for whatever reason. I will look at the spoilers, so it is what it is. But SmackDown is taped. It won't be live this week for whatever reason. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, I know why. Because I guess because of Thanksgiving. But still, SmackDown should still be live, though. But it is what it is. Moving on. The Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough, they retain their tag team championships against the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, via the help of Dominic Mysterio, who comes out and gets involved in the middle of the match. So, it was a roll-up finish. JD McDonough rolled up Eric. My bad. I don't care about this at all. This is garbage nonsense. Moving on. So, there's going to be a New Day celebration next week, finally. They're going to be celebrating 10 years. So, at least we know that one of these guys is going to turn heel next week. Whether it's Kofi or Xavier Woods, I don't care. So, the Alpha Academy, they defeat the New Day, Kofi, Kingston, and Xavier Woods. And, I believe it was Akira Tozawa who got the win. So, he wins via the Sky High Senton. So, post-match, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they argue while they're going through gorilla position. So they get into this massive argument. And so Xavier Woods says that Kofi Kingston is wrestling like garbage. Kingston says he's done nothing but help Xavier Woods. Kingston gave him his Intercontinental Championship match, and he kneeled while he was king of the ring. All Woods has done is fumble title shots and the crown. There's a reason why he and Big E never let him call the shots. Woods is too reckless. Xavier Woods remembers when Kofi Kingston was too terrified to take a risk. Xavier Woods is the reason why Kofi Kingston became champion in the first place. Kingston says he was a Hall of Famer when Woods asked to join him. Woods shouldn't even be talking about championships and titles. Woods has never won a single championship by himself. Woods is not good enough to be a champion like him and Big E. And this is not Kofi Kingston's fault. So Xavier Woods is furious. Xavier Woods says he was good enough to fight for Kofi Kingston and take his beatings. Xavier Woods believed in Kofi Kingston and turned it into Kofi Mania. And then Kofi pissed it away in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar. Kingston says if Woods was anybody else, Woods asked if Kingston would actually get mad and if it were somebody else. And then they get in each other's faces. And then Kofi Kingston says he'll see him in the ring next week. And then they separate furiously. So that's cool. I do like this. This is a very good segment. It didn't last long. This is like a good minute to 90 seconds. So I do like this. This is really good. This is actually the best segment on the show, for being honest. This was the best segment on the show. Who do I think needs to turn heel? I would love to see Kofi Kingston turn heel. I don't really care about Xavier Woods turning heel. I don't, because there's no real upside to Xavier Woods. There just isn't. Not now. I would have Kofi turn on Xavier Woods. I think it makes more sense. People wouldn't see it coming, and I think it's almost justified in a way if you look at it. But this is a really cool segment. I really enjoyed this. Moving on. So the Final Testament, they're backstage. The Miz says the Wyatt Sicks are in the arena. Karrion Kross asks if they saw the Miz. Karrion Kross tells Scarlett to stay in the back. They'll make Miz come in with them. Pause. Scarlett looks in the mirror and Sister Abigail's in the background. And so Scarlett is terrified. So the Miz says that he was certain he saw the Wyatt Sicks before. Karrion Kross says they'll find him soon. Pete Dunne asks if they've seen R-Truth, but they blow him off, which was funny. They knock on the locker room door, but there's no answer. They walk in. So the locker room is basically ransacked. Scarlett is terrified and says Nikki Cross did this. And then on the mirror, written in lipstick, everyone has something to lose. So that was pretty cool, I guess. I like this. I am kind of excited for the Wyatt Sicks and Final Testament feud. It's quite interesting. Hopefully this leads to a match between Scarlett and Nikki Cross. I think that would kick ass, if we're being honest. That would be kind of cool. Moving on. So, we got a video before Raw went on the air. So, Adam Pearce announced the creation of the WWE Women's... my bad. So, he announced the creation of the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship earlier on in the night. It'll be earned with blood, sweat, and tears. It begins next week with a tournament to crown the champion. That's official. Oh my God, Triple H, you dummy, you clown. You fucking clown. Come on, bro. Oh my God. What? Why does Raw need, the Raw women, why do they need a title? I don't get it. This is dumb. This is foolish. What are you doing? You already have a mid-card title for the women. That's so stupid. I don't care about any of this. I'm tired of these damn tournaments. I'm tired of it. Enough. Oh my God. Oh, my head hurts. This is so nauseating, man. Triple H, you dumb clown. You're doing a tournament now for the Women's United States Championship on SmackDown. What? Oh my God, for the love of... Oh my God. This is such bullshit. moving on. So, Nia Jax is backstage with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Timmy Stratton and Candice LeRae. Nia Jax says that Wargames is over. Win or lose, disadvantage match. It's about squashing Bianca Belair. They have the advantage, and they will win. Okay, moving on. Solo, he had a video package backstage. Solo says he's with his bloodline. Solo says, we're 5 days away from Survivor Series. Roman Reigns caught them off guard on Friday. They got the Wise Man back and CM Punk on his side. Solo says that was a good one, but that's all he'll get. Roman Reigns took his best shot. Now it's Solo's turn. This Friday, it's Jey Uso versus Jacob Fatu. The winner of the match gets the advantage in Wargames. Solo Sikoa doesn't care if Roman Reigns has 100 people at his side. Solo has the advantage because he's the tribal chief. Solo acknowledges his bloodline of Roman Reigns. Okay, that's cool, I guess. But who cares? Main event of the evening, Bianca Belair defeats Nia Jax with the help of Bayley. So Bayley came out and got involved. And Bianca hit the 450 splash for the 1, 2, 3. And then Bayley looks at Bianca, and then Bianca nods, and then that was it. Okay, this is fine. Do I care? Not really. I really don't. So, Raw was okay. The New Day stuff was great. That was great. Everything else on the show, I didn't really care about. The Wyatt Sicks Final Testament stuff is cool. I do like that. That does intrigue me a little bit. But everything else on the show, I just really wasn't all that into. But what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? What did y'all think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.